Welcome to the Gyms Podcast. I'm your host, Joel Kleber, and this podcast is designed to share stories of our franchisees, franchisors, Jim himself, and other members of the Gyms family that we think you might find interesting. If you are researching our brand, we've got a previous back catalogue. There's so many great episodes that you can find online. And if you do like what you hear, please make sure you leave us a thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching, or online as well. We really do appreciate the support. Without further ado, here's today's episode. So we're joined by Frank today on the Gyms Podcast. So thank you for joining us, Frank. And you're a star franchise. I've just looked up your rating then. You're at perfect 5-star rating. You've got 378 reviews at perfect 5 stars. So well done on that. And you've only been with us since 2022. So that's a really impressive number for someone who's been in business for just over a year now. So well done on that, mate. And we'd love to present you with an Accor Silver membership, which is worth around $600, $700, which is 2 free nights to any Accor hotel around the world, plus a bunch of other discounts as well. So we'll get that to you after the interview today. So thanks for joining us, mate. And what were you doing prior to Gyms Antennas, Frank?
Yeah, now actually, if you look into the stars, it's because I have 2 different franchisees, jumping actually for about 755 star.
If you're right, you got 2 codes.
Yeah,
395 on one, and then you've got on the other one you've got 378. So well done. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How have you managed to do that in just so little of time? Because that's a remarkable achievement.
Well, actually, I got very good experience dealing with customers. I worked for many years in customer service, doing Foxtel, between cable, satellite, and I moved to NBN, working in satellite division and doing HFC network, which has given me a lot of experience how to deal with customer, how to make the customer satisfied, happy, look of what they exactly need, and do exactly what they ask. And pretty much that's it. Most of the customer is very happy. I give a lot of time to them. Like, I listen very carefully at the start. There is a procedure I have put for myself from the moment I arrive, or actually from the moment even before when I schedule the job. I try to go with the best with the customer. Sometimes that's give me more trouble time, but allow me to give more customer satisfaction about the time. Then before me arriving, I give the customer a call, just inform them that's 30 minutes before arriving, just to confirm, give them time to prepare themselves. The moment I arrive, I knock on the door, introduce myself. I'm always clean, tidy, wearing the uniform. So the customer always happy, and I give a very good smile at the beginning. Then I listen to the customer of what they need, and we go from there. Yeah, so pretty much this is part of what I'm doing day to day.
Well, it's amazing because I don't think I've done a lot of interviews with franchisees over the years, and I don't think I've ever seen a franchisee with that many reviews just after their first year. I'm pretty confident to say you would have the most out of any Gyms franchisee ever in their first year. I'm very confident to say that. So well done on that. That's an amazing achievement. And when Jim comes in today, I'm going to tell him about that because that's really, really impressive. So how do you manage to, like, for me, like, franchisees sometimes struggle to ask for reviews or to get the reviews. So are you doing something extra where you're asking the customer about, or you're just giving a warning about the surveys coming to leave you a review, or how are you getting them to actually respond to it? Because it's quite amazing to have that many in such a short amount of time. So is there anything extra you're doing to get those reviews from the customers?
Well, I'm always, when I finish my work, I ask the customer, are you happy with my work? They say yes. I say, Gyms Group will contact you in a few days asking for feedback about my job. If you're happy, please consider giving me 5 stars. So pretty much that's all I ask. And
well, it's working. It's working. It's working. It's a little thing, but they expect it rather than just like maybe deleting it, or they'll have a good experience. Oh, yeah, cool. 1 second, I'll leave it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a little bit about what you're doing prior to this, Frank, but what made you get interested in doing the franchise? How was that? Do you want to talk about what you're doing maybe just a little bit prior to how did you get involved with Gyms Antennas?
So when I worked for Foxtel and for NBN, there used to be a lot of trouble. I used to work in Sydney. So every day I wake up about 5:30 in the morning. I must leave my house before 6 o'clock. I used to live in the western suburb. So until I arrived to the first job, it's 2 or 2.5 hour driving. That's a lot. So most of the time I leave my house where my kids is asleep. When I finish my work, until I go back to my home, my kids is asleep again. Like, I missed a lot of time with them. So I decided to get something, give me more freedom, more time, and also where I can choose the area where to work. When I moved to Perth, it's actually given me like more freedom, but still a lot of trouble. Now I choose gyms because I can work in the northern suburb, and pretty much I'm leaving my house at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm at the first job. Sometimes I finish at 4 o'clock, 4:30, I'm home. So a lot of time. This is amazing for a man with his family.
And how old are your kids?
I got, the oldest is 15, the youngest is 2 years. Yeah, so 4 kids.
Yeah, so you've just gained yourself a lot of time. How much time do you reckon you've gained back a week? Like, maybe 20 hours, 25 hours extra, just not having to be in the car, or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every day. Plus the jobs. Like if I want to work hard, I can choose to give myself 5 jobs nearly a day. If I want to work easy, I can give myself two jobs a day, which is, if I have something to do at the school, I can put time. I can choose the time where I can start, where I can end the jobs. That's amazing.
That's great. And did you go from Sydney to Perth for work originally, or what was why'd you make the switch from East Coast to the West Coast?
Traffic mostly in Sydney. It's killing me. Plus, I had a second mortgage, which wasn't calculated. It's not mortgage. It's actually toll charge. Every week I'm paying at that stage back in 2018 about $450 a week just in toll charge.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's too much. Like back here.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was that much. We whinge about it down here in Melbourne, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I remember I got one job in Kirribilli in Sydney, it's have very tricky exits from the Harbour Bridge. So I crossed the Harbour Bridge 3 times, and every time I have to pay. And every time I miss the exit. So you're going M7, M4, City Tunnel. It's nearly everyday trip for me, and sometimes I need to cross it 2 or 3 times just to meet the customer schedule.
And when you've got in Perth, it's a lot more laid back. Northern suburbs, especially. WA's got some great beaches as well, so it's a great family place as well. A lot of parks and stuff like that. So how have you found the switch lifestyle-wise from over in Sydney to northern suburbs in Perth?
It's very good. It's very good. But again, the actually what's made my switch is working for Gyms Group. It's continue working for NBN. Again, I work sometime in the south, sometime in the north. I can't control the area at the time. Sometimes I got one job in the morning and another job in the afternoon. And I must be at the first job at 8 o'clock in the morning, this is not freedom for me. I have to wait on the field until the afternoon appointment, which is wasting a lot of my time. Yeah, it's completely different with gyms. It's more freedom here. And also I can call the customer sometime if I finish early to check if they are available. A lot of customers, I found them happy if I bring their time forward and did their job faster.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, do you want to talk about the training? Did you come to Melbourne to do the training, or did you do it online, or where did you do the training?
Yeah, I did 3 days training in Melbourne.
And how'd you find that?
Yeah, wonderful. I gained about 2 kilos from the open buffet.
Yeah, it's a lot of food. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of food. Yeah. I normally hardly to eat 2 meals, but there is 3 meals, and you have morning tea and afternoon tea and a lot of there, which is amazing. Yeah, very nice place. I love the environment. Also, there was some competition every night, or the first night, I remember. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And also, I know some of the other franchisee working in the field. They did training, which was very good opportunity to get more friends for myself.
Yeah. That's great. And was there anything during the 3 days training that you took away and applied back to your business when you went back to start? Was there anything in training that stuck out to you? Was there something that Jim said maybe, or was there anything that you took away from it and implemented in your business?
Actually, there is a lot of small details. Yeah, that give me more confidence when I deal with customer expecting. And what I remember Jim, he talked about asking for feedback when we finish. So this is what tricked the feedback with me. Yeah, there is a lot of small details. I can't really remember it right now.
Well, you've obviously applied all of them because your star rating, as I said at the start, it's amazing for someone in your first year to do what you've done. It's quite incredible. And I was going to say with your antennas and security as well. Do you do security part of the business as well?
I just started doing it. Actually, It was very busy when I started with the antenna. I get jobs, very good amount of jobs. and I didn't have a lot of time to do security. However, right now it's like in general everywhere because of the inflation and the situation. I found it very useful. Like we have another option, security. So I just started, and again, it's giving me more work. It's put me back on the track with the amount of job I'm expecting to do. I'm expecting myself to do.
Now let's talk about the services in the division. So even though it's called Jim's Antennas, there's obviously a lot more you can do and that you would do in your business. So maybe you want to talk through for people the full range of jobs you're doing for customers in your business.
Like it's as of the start, when I get the lead, like visiting the customer, I found it's very useful when I speak with the customer, like find what exactly they need. It doesn't end with the antenna. A lot of the time I do antenna. Then because I have experience with NBN, I found myself fixing their internet, adding a internet repeater, and sometime adding an intercom system, camera system, mounting their TV. So I go normally for a small job, and I found myself going with a few $100s extra than the original job, which is, great. And by the way, yes, I remember this is one of the thing Jim talked about it in the training. Try to do upsells. Find what the customer exactly need and go through that.
So how are you approaching that with them, Frank? So for example, you get a call from the customer and it might be originally someone to do with reception. How are you sort of talking to them about other things in their home, or are you pointing things out, or what are you doing to sort of start that conversation with them?
Yeah, exactly. Like first, when I'm working through, the first thing I look if they have a proper intercom system at the door. This is something to talk about it. Like walking inside, start talking about the antenna and find the issue. And if the house is like a large house, I ask the customer, how's your internet? Do you have any problem with the internet? Is it working fine? So the customer would tell me exactly. Pretty much if they have any issue, they will say, yes, I have this issue with the internet. I tried with NBN and they couldn't fix it. So this is an opportunity for me as I have a good experience in this field. Anyway, we go through the TV. If the TV is sitting in table as a large TV, I ask the customer, why you're not having the TV on the wall? Why it's on the table? I found it useful. Like a lot of customers, they don't know that they can mount their TV, or they didn't think about it. And because I have most of the stock on my van, whatever the customer need, it's always available with me. So I offer very quick service. So you're happy, I can do your TV, but also because I'm here, I can give you a very good discount and do your TV, mounting your TV. And I can do intercom also because I'm here, you can have a better discount, which is, that's push the customer to think about it seriously.
That's great.
And also when the customer, like I found that when I fix their problem, the way how I'm asking the customer about the problem, let's say the antenna, which is the main, how many TVs you have, do you experience the same problem in all TVs or one TV? When it's happened, like I ask a lot of questions so I can understand what's the problem. This indicates to the customer that I know what I'm doing. I have good experience and they trust me. That's one. And also, which is I found it the big, is the name. I always remind the customer that I work through Jim's Group and you can trust the work. We always here. If something happened later the track, you can always call. There is warranty. We provide warranty. And even if I leave the system, your warranty is still there. It's guaranteed by Jim's. So that's what gives me more upsell.
That's great. And how have you going? How's the level of work from the office, and how's the level of support with you in WA? Is your franchise or in WA? Is it Cameron's got? Yeah.
Yes.
So how's the support been from Cameron, and how have you been happy with the level of work you've been receiving?
It's amazing. Pretty much like I never had this support in my life. Like when we start, I had this income for work guarantee, which is more work for me. He always called me weekly basis at the start. And a lot of time I found him like called me 2 or 3 times a week. Ask me, how is the work here? What you doing here? What are you doing there? How we can improve it? I always ask him and call him and ask him, I have this problem with this customer. How can I fix it? What can I do? He always has solution for me. And he give me ideas about how to deal with like some customer, they're looking just for cheap brand, cheap installation. They're not looking for quality. So he always tell me how to deal with this customer, how we can get, how we win the job. It's amazing support. Yeah, pretty much like working before for many companies. I never get a phone call from anyone ask me, what do you need in the field, or
Really?
how we can improve it. Yeah.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
And when we come to the camera, like he's always one step in the front. He even tried to get like deals from Dahua, Hikvision, yeah, and he organized training for us. Also personal training. He did some group training, and then he organized personal training for us, like face to face, 1-to-1.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, intelligence and security is a great one for people because there's always things to learn in it. Like it's not like a static thing. Like there's so much technology and stuff that's always coming out, which you have to stay updated with. So it's a really good one if you want to learn stuff and be, it's a really interesting career which you're going into with the way CCTV is developing now and people are getting interested in that sort of thing. There's a lot of opportunities in your division, I feel.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great to hear about Cameron. Cameron's a really good guy, so I know Cameron quite well, and that's good to hear he's doing well for you. And have you been happy with the level of work as well, the amount of leads you've been receiving?
Yeah. It's good amount. Sometimes it's seasonal. Like some stage it goes low, but some stage it goes too high. Like I can't really handle. I have to close my route. Yeah, but in general, if I look into the whole year, it's good. Yeah, it's very good actually. Yeah, it's more than what I expect. At the first, when I spoke with Cameron, asking him about the jobs and how many lead I can get, to be honest, I thought this is too good to be true. Once I start, like it's really, this is what happened. Yeah.
That's great.
You can get a lot of jobs. Like I didn't expect this.
No, it's great. And I was going to say, you're happy. You don't have to say how much you're making, but are you happy with the level of income you're making for yourself now? Obviously you saved the $450 a week on the tolls, so there's a big save in there already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the amount of income is it's pretty much better than the best amount of money I made in my life. Yeah, not just.
Well, you get the reward for your effort, right? So you obviously, it's a bit of a shame sometimes, but you have people like yourself with such really good employees, like getting up at 5 a.m. and working the end of the day because they're such good workers, and they. It's great to have pull yourself out of that situation and put yourself into your own business and look where you are, absolutely flying. Yeah. Looking back on it with starting a new business, is there any advice you'd give to new franchisees in your situation? Was there some things in the early days that when you look back on you might have done a bit differently, or maybe what's some advice you maybe should give to new franchisees?
First of all, trust in yourself. You are in good hand if you start with gyms, get a lot of train. Most of the time, it's actually 60% gaining the customer trust and 40% experience. So,
that's a very good point.
Yep. Yeah. At the end, know how to deal with the customer, which is very important. That's what make you win the job. And try always to listen to the customer, know exactly what they want, and do the best to achieve what they're asking to. Yeah.
It's a very good point about the customer service, and everyone says customer service, but you mentioned a lot of your stuff at the start, which is like communication and asking what they want and taking the time to do a really good job. Like it's really, really important, but you can see from how good your reviews are, it's obviously working really, really well for you.
To be honest, I thought this is like a normal review for everyone.
No, it's not. No, definitely not. I spoke to Jake Lee. I think Jake Lee's in Padbury, and he had like 1,000-something reviews, and the amount that you've got in your first year is pretty remarkable. So, yeah, well done. There's no one else has had that many 5-star reviews in their first year. I know there's been a few I've got 300 maybe but not to what you've got. It's very, very remarkable. So well done. You're obviously getting a review from every job, which is great. It's great to hear that you pretty much.
Yeah. It's like comparing to the number. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, what would you say to someone who might have been in your position? Because it's hard to sometimes it's very hard to pull yourself out of that, Frank. Like you got your family to support, you got a mortgage and stuff, and it's very hard for you sometimes. You want to do more, but you sort of sometimes don't do it. So, like, what was it that got you to pull yourself out of that situation to do what you do? Was it just a moment, or how did you manage to do that? Because it's a very courageous decision to do that when you've got a family and stuff. So what was it, or what advice did you give to someone maybe was in your position
If you believe in yourself, do it. To be honest, first I made contact with gyms back in 2014.
Okay.
And I asked my friends, which is working in the field with me, all of them, they stopped me. They said, no, why are you paying franchisee fees and you have the job for free? Yeah, I looked here. All right, I will listen to them. Then it's become busy, but I missed a lot. I wish I got my job with gyms since I start. Yeah, if you think you want to do it, just go. Trust yourself and do it. It's not. It could be the best decision you're going to do in your life. I wasted 8 years just because I listened to my friend.
I feel for you, Frank. We hear that a bit. We hear that a bit about someone had a mate and said, "Oh, you don't do it. It's all franchise fees, this and blah blah blah." They got no idea, and I call it Jim's hearsay. So hearsay is like rumors and stuff, and we see it a few times. I had a friend who did gyms, and they just take all 20% of your fees or 40% of your income, and blah 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 blah, which is all obviously not true and lies, which as we know. So unfortunately, sometimes friends can be influencing and stuff, but they don't really have an idea until they've been in there themselves and done it. No one's got any idea really, as you would know, as you would.
Yeah, since I start, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 franchise follow me.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. You sound like, yeah.
And what stopped me is right now with Jim's antenna there is a limit. They don't want to get more technician unless there is spot available or there is enough jobs. So this is another positive thing for Jim's group. Yeah.
Exactly right. It's a good point to mention, Frank. Yeah, we don't want to put people on where there's no unserviced work. So if there's a unserviced work coming up and stuff, then they might look at it. But yeah, you're right. If there's not enough unserviced work, they won't do that.
Yeah, when I worked with Foxtel or with NBN at one stage, for a very long time, we got 1 or 2 jobs, and it's not even worth to start the band for it. It's very small jobs, and they keep putting people on board. For them, it's easier or more beneficial to have more technician on the field. They don't care at the end for us. Now here, I found that it's completely different. Yeah, we are number 1. They look after us. Yeah, we have a lot of support. That's amazing. Yeah,
that's great.
I love it. Yeah,
it's great to hear. And now, Frank, what's your plan for your business, mate? I reckon you're going to have the record star rating. If you keep going the way you're going, you'll have the most amount of 5-star reviews in the history of the Gyms Group if you keep going the way you're going in another year or two. So what's your plan for your business, Frank? What do you want to do? Do you want to expand, or are you just happy with what you're doing, or what's your plans?
No, for now, I'm happy with what I'm doing. Yeah, I want to going more through the security system. I love it. It's very wide.
A lot of services you could do.
Yeah, a lot of services. Yeah, which is gonna take me some time. There's a lot of challenge. I enjoy it, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking for until next year to see how we're going. It's maybe if the job continue for me on the way how I like it, I may start getting people help me on the field. Yeah, we see how we go.
Yeah, you probably got that opportunity to do that with the amount of work, and the security stuff's exciting. I think a lot of people now are becoming way more conscious about security because there's a lot of unfortunately there can be a lot of home invasions and stuff. There's a few of that in Melbourne, so people are becoming a lot more looking at CCTV systems and all that sort of stuff. So it definitely could be a really big industry for you to hopefully put your toe into.
Yeah, there is a lot of product companies. The company themselves in competition. This is in favor for consumer, and a lot of product. Yeah, it's nice if you know all how to deal with these cameras, systems. I love it.
And I was going to ask you one more thing, Frank, just going up something earlier you said before, because Pete, there's a lot of misconception about fees in franchising, or especially in gyms. They think gym takes 40% of what you earn or something. So do you think the fees are fair for the value or for what you're doing at the moment in terms of the franchise?
Yeah, it's for me, it's very small amount of what I'm making. Actually, what I listened to my friends previously, it's completely wrong. The income for me, it's high. The amount I'm paying, it's very low to the amount of support. Even I got my brother-in-law who is doing 3 lubing in Sydney. He's paying so much money to get leads.
Yeah.
Where if I compare myself to him, I'm not paying half what he paying, and I'm getting lead and support.
Well, he could do Jim's trees. They got Jim's trees over there, so yeah, should do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to think there's value because there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who are in a similar situation as you, and then their friend or accountant or someone who's got no idea about gyms just presumes that all franchises are the same, and they stop them from doing it, and then they come back into the system 5 years later, and it's nothing like what they thought. So I'm really glad to hear that you're in here, Frank, and you're doing well.
Yeah. I don't hear like about any franchisee companies. Like most of them, I think they charge 35 or 40%.
Yeah. Percentage of revenue and stuff like that as well. Most franchises operate a percentage of revenue, whereas we're a flat fee model. So
Nah, here it's too small. I'm like, I'd say about 7-8% maybe.
Yep. It's generally a gym normally quotes 6 to 7% generally of revenue as a flat fee, obviously. But as you said, you don't have to worry about website. You don't have to worry about online marketing, all that sort of stuff. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So nothing. It's high income because I'm getting high income. I don't really care about. I don't mind. I mean about the franchise fee. It's very slow, very low amount.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear you think you're getting value for it. That's good to hear. It's great to see that you're very happy. You can see you're smiling, and you seem very happy with what you're doing. And obviously, it's a far better lifestyle and business what you're living now. So it's great to see that. And I think I remember you from training actually, Frank, from your face in the audience. So it's really good to see how well you're doing within a year. It's amazing. So give yourself a pat on the back. You've done a remarkable achievement. You're starring. I'm not lying about that. I reckon you are the number one for that time period in gym's history for 5-star reviews. So I'm being serious about that. Well done. So we'll get you this silver core membership for this. So this is 2 free nights to any or core hotel in the world. Doesn't have to be in Australia. You get 50% of dining at all their restaurants and stuff, and some money off other things as well. So we'll get that to you. It takes around 5 business days to get to you. You'll get an email to create an account. So please do that. But on behalf of the Gyms Group, thank you for being a star franchisee and doing so well. It's great to see you so happy and loving what you're doing. It makes us what we do at head office. It just reinforces what we do. And it's great to see someone who's just applied the system as you have, just achieve so much great success. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Frank. Good to see you, mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.